question here.
Good afternoon, Captain. I'm John Shackelford from Fairfax, Virginia. If I could, sir, just get you to shift roles with me just a minute and put on your hat as Executive Vice President.
Senior Vice President.
There you go. I'm a long-term cruiser and shareholder. I'm particularly interested in where Royal is taking Oasis and Allure in terms of your marketing strategy. I noticed you started in Caribbean. What's the plan to do that? Where are you going marketing-wise with Oasis and Allure?
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for that. The plan right now for both ships is they will be home-based in Port Everglades and will be sailing to the Caribbean. That's a main market for us, and that's very much was kind of incorporated into the design of the ships. Having said that, if we go back to 1999 when we introduced the Voyager class, one of the things that we reminded ourselves of at that time was that, as we thought, these ships were only going to be marketable, sellable in the Caribbean. So please keep that in mind when we're building it. We can't take these ships all over the place. They're only going to be usable in the Caribbean. And that was truly our thought at that time. And how wrong we were. How wrong we were. I mean, we have today, we have Voyager class, we have Freedom class ships sailing in the Mediterranean, we have them sailing in the Baltic, we have them sailing the Canadian Maritimes, to Bermuda, to the Caribbean, we have the Mariner on the West Coast. So they've proven to be just extremely versatile in their application. And the Oasis and Allure, while we do not have any specific plans to take them anyplace else, if I put my crystal ball, it would not surprise me that somewhere down the road we'll find other markets. Because the interesting thing is, people think that this is such a large ship that we're really limited in terms of where we can go. And that's not the case at all. We're only 22 meters longer than Freedom. And we're only 1.5 feet deeper in the water. And those are the two measurements that are really critical in terms of where ships can operate. It's the length, because of the linear dockage that's available in various ports, and it's how much water do you need. So we're only 1.5 feet deeper and 22 meters longer, so we can pretty much go anywhere that the Freedom or Voyager class ships can go. So I think the future holds a lot of opportunities for Oasis and Allure going forward.
We have another question here for you, Captain.
Captain, my name is Jeff Matzik from Dallas, Texas. Like many others, I've been following the building of the ship and watching your daily videos. One thing to note, so a good segue from what you just said, the additional lane is being put in right now to the Panama Canal. And I was looking at the specifications, and according to the specifications, this ship might fit through that new lane. Is that true? Would this ship fit through the new Panama Canal?
My understanding is no, she would not. We also have the issue of our lifeboats, which are hanging on the outside of the hull. So the lifeboats actually increase by 10 meters, 5 on each side of the actual beam of the ship. We're 47 meters on the waterline. So if we add that 10 meters, 5 for each lifeboat, then we're up to 57 meters, and that's not going to work. But the Freedom and Voyager class can go through the new canal, which is good news.
Captain, my name is Gene from Michigan. I keep getting 2 different weights of the ship, and I always thought that the water displacement equaled the weight of the ship, but
It does.
However, I get another weight too that I don't know how it's calculated, so can you explain that?
Okay, fair enough. Very good question, actually. The measurement, the yardstick that we use for cruise ships is something called gross register tons. Tons at the end. Now, what's so strange is it's not an expression for weight. It's an expression for volume, even though they call it gross register ton. So, in terms of volume, which again is the way we measure cruise ships, we're 226,000, almost 226,000 gross register tons, compared to the 160,000 on Freedom of the Seas, or the Freedom class ships, which used to be the largest until we took delivery of the Oasis, and now they're in, I guess you could say, in second place. But the actual displacement of the ship, how much the ship weighs, which is what they use in the military, then they start talking about the weight of the ship and how much water is being displaced on the Oasis. It's 104,000 tons is the actual weight of the ship, and that's aircraft carrier size, just so you know. So we're, for all intents and purposes, in terms of length and width and height, we're as large as the largest aircraft carriers.
Good afternoon, Captain. My name is Janice Scott. I'm from Florida. Today's my birthday.
Happy birthday!
I'll remember this day forever. It's been fantastic. When you're in port and all those other ships are there, do the other captains ever call you up and say, can we come over for tea and a look-see? You know? I mean, we are so fantastic, we sort of look down on them.
Yeah, not that often, unfortunately. It really doesn't. Sometimes our own captains will obviously come over. There's a great deal of curiosity about the ship. So when we're in port together with another Royal Caribbean ship, we'll certainly make opportunities for the crew and the officers to come over and take a look at the new baby. But as far as other captains from other cruise lines, it happens occasionally. I had a captain on board in St. Martin about 4 weeks ago from Cunard, or from Princess, excuse me, and he asked to come on. I said, sure. You know, had a delightful discussion on the bridge, and he had his wife with him and walked around. So occasionally it does happen, but not that often.
We have actually extended invitation to our colleagues from the Carnival Dream for next week.
I thought they should change that name or just add one more word to the end of that on their ship. You should say Carnival Dream on. Oh, I'm sorry, that's bad. That's bad. I know it's disrespectful.
There we go. Since you're on the subject, I can tell another Carnival Dream story. It was when we had our inaugural call in St. Thomas, our first call in St. Thomas, and we had the entire city came on board in terms of regulatory or officials and whatnot. We had the governor of the Virgin Islands, we had the mayor, we had pretty much everybody in local government. And we heard through the agent that the captain on Carnival Dream that same day happened to also be their inaugural call in St. Thomas. And nobody came. Nobody. So he was quite upset, actually.
Hi, James from Toronto. Yesterday I noticed that on the stern the flag was a bit different looking. It had 3 red panels and 1 blue panel. What is that flag?
That's the Bahamian flag.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was all because it had 3 panels of red and it looked like Denmark. And, no, that's.
Unless Ken was flying something back there, I don't know. No, we're Bahamian flagships, so that's the Bahamian flag.
Controversy again, Captain. Can we assume Oasis will never never make a tendering call?
Not if we can help it. I mean, we do not want to tender. The Oasis's tendering would not be fun on this ship, quite honestly. So she's designed to go alongside. She's designed to go primarily starboard side alongside. That's the way this ship is not symmetrical in terms of her shell gates and whatnot. So really starboard side, that's where we have the escalators and everything. That's our side of preference. Could we, in an emergency situation or a hurricane cruise, if we had to tender, I'm sure we could. I just don't think it would be the experience that we otherwise would like you to have on board.